I saw this one, and it's a lesson a lot of people could stand to learn. The autistic experience of constantly being told you're such a sweet, lovely, polite girl, but nobody wants to be your best friend, nobody jokes with you, nobody enthusiastically invites you. Some genuine sad adult advice here. Oftentimes, autistic people are very nice to everybody. Autistic people who are very nice to everybody are pleasant company to have around, but in their excessive kindness, others, fairly or not, discern a kind of intense emotional porousness that subtly asks for reciprocation, and so they keep their personal boundaries up with them because they don't want to feel responsible for holding all that. Happens all the time. I see this shit with people all the time. Like really, really friendly people who are just like a big wet-eyed fucking cow. Just a big gleaming, wet, sopping mess of open vulnerability the moment you meet them, and it's off-putting. Don't be excessively nice. You don't have to be an asshole either. Just like learn to engage in a bit of casual abrasiveness that keeps people a little on edge about what you're going to say next. Don't be a doormat. Desperation stinks. Yeah, that's true. We're sort of taught how to conflate a sense of habitual over-friendliness to a desire to be liked, to low self-esteem, to poor emotional regulation / boundaries. Some of us also just have vibes that are off. We make certain people uncomfortable or annoyed for mysterious reasons, but not to a degree that's really objectionable, so they'll call you nice and speak positively of you, but not really want you around. Gotta learn. First comment, this just makes me want to cry. Yeah, well, socializing's tough. Well, clearly the coddling hasn't worked for you, Lexi, anyway, because you're still going on like this. What does excessively nice mean? Well, it kind of like varies person to person, right? Kind of hard to identify that from a distance. Be yourself, no, not like that. Well, you be yourself, but then like make yourself better. I hate normies so much it's unreal. They're right on this one. Dude, there's nothing more exhausting than having to be burdened with the extreme emotional availability of a person with no emotional boundaries. So they just hit you with that shit, and you're like, basically, like you have to reciprocate it or at least placate it. It's exhausting. Shit yourself? I do every day. Why do you have to? Shit yourself? Dare I say we become too open as a society? Oh, dude, especially Americans, way too open. And with the internet, dude, millennials will like trauma dump on the first date. If you date like a millennial or a Zoomer or something, like they wait no time. They'll everything here, every kink, every trauma, everything they have. They just lay everything out there. There's no mystery or drama to like learning about people. Everyone just like immediately, here's the damn open book. You know? People overshare like crazy these days. It's the I hate small talk autism. Small talk is so fucking important. This is one of the biggest autist L's, and trust me, they rack them up. The believing small talk's not important or like beneath you. For one, you're probably not that smart. Statistically speaking, you're exactly average. You're not above small talk. The point of small talk is to engage with light subjects so that you can make like decisions on a person's affect, behavior, personality, and intentions without immediately jumping into like a deeper topic that distracts you from the personality of the person you're talking to. Like, I could talk about a very specific theoretical topic with anybody because I find it interesting. If I was having a conversation on like, I don't know, fucking, it's just Japanese, whatever you want to say, let's just say Dark Souls lore, okay? I could have that conversation with anybody, you know? But it doesn't necessarily tell me much about their personality because I'm gauging in a very specific subject. What if they're just, you know, generally engaging on the Dark Souls thing, but on the rest of all the topics we might talk about in the future, they're fucking obnoxious or abrasive or boring, or when we're not being distracted by a specific topic, they're like, you know, weird or creepy or something, you know? Small talk gives you the in so that you can better understand big talk. Also, I've talked to people who are like, I skip the small talk and go to the big talk. Your talks ain't that big. Your talks ain't that big, I'm sorry. What if we all live in a simulation? Yeah, okay, nice, Elon. Real big stuff. Joe Rogan type shit? Yeah. You talk big, but your dick is small. Yeah, what are you doing talking big when you're not even... Get your priorities in order. Swap that shit. Small talk, big dick. Easily superior. Forest shade, not every message can be bait. My biggest socialization issue is I don't care about mainstream media, and most people always want to talk about that. You should probably engage a little bit with mainstream media because it not only gives you a framework for understanding like culture at large, but also gives you more to talk about with people. There's nothing wrong with that. As far as I'm aware of Masaigu, people don't even socialize over there in Japan. Ow. Just wear masks in public. Take pictures of each other's panties in the train or whatever you people get up to. To be fair, the issue isn't autistic people being socially weird. It's the expectation everyone else should adjust their life around it. Well, autistic people being bad at socializing mostly hurts them. I'm not saying this so that I have to deal with fewer autistic people. I'm saying, as much as that would be nice, I'm saying it so like they don't keep opening and then breaking their own hearts, like ineptly attempting to engage with people. Everyone has to learn how to socialize. Like no one is born with that innate knowledge. Some people pick up at it easier than other people, but like it's always a skill issue. You know, it's good to learn. Always got to try your best. Why should we also listen to a rich streamer's emotional ramblings? Because you're emotionally underdeveloped enough that you think me being wealthy has anything to do with what we're talking about, which means that you're engaging in a defensive mechanism to avoid reconciling the truth of what I'm saying, which means you have work to do. It would have been one thing if you just said a live streamer, but rich, now you've tipped your hand. Now I know that you're being defensive. For an autistic person, it'll never be the same as for a neurotypical person. I don't believe that. I don't believe all that shit. Everyone's the same, basically. Everyone has autism because of their dang iPhones anyway. My autistic weakness is not knowing how to flirt. You want to know the real red pill? Nobody does. Everyone's just winging it. Real talk. That's because different strategies work differently for different people, and everyone's just trying their best and hoping you're like receptive to it. Everyone's winging it. Yeah, I just don't like arguments that like, oh, Group X will never understand the experiences of Group Y. I don't believe that shit. I think cis people can understand gender dysphoria. I think that white people can understand what it feels like to be black in America. I think anyway, autistic people can understand neurotypical people and vice versa. I don't believe in that. Yeah, that's standpoint epistemology or whatever. I think at the end of the day we're all pretty much cut from the same cloth. You know, we're all just dudes. We're all just peeps. Line ends at men understanding women. Hey, I think you can do it. I'll admit a lot of men are really not putting their best effort in, but you know, bell curve and understanding women. I don't know. All I know is that it's not determined by your gender because there are lots of women who do not understand women. I think it's reductive to say we're all the same completely. We're not all the same completely. We're just cut from the same cloth. We're similar enough that you can put effort into understanding other people's experiences, and that's enough, you know. Also, like, yeah, nobody even understands themselves. Who knows?